My name is Johnson. Registration number is URK18CS213. Today we will discuss the lab experiment of static configuration in computer networks, how the static configuration will be done in different networks with the static configuration. We will see now how the packet will be receiving the information and sending the information from different networks in the different topologies. Now the different we have to configure the packet from one LAN to the another LAN that is unknown. There are two configuration we can be done in that. One is static configuration, now we are doing that, and the next one is dynamic configuration. Now the difference between this static configuration and dynamic configuration, the static configuration can be done in small networks and the dynamic configuration can be done in large networks. And in this in the static configuration, the difference between the static configuration and dynamic configuration, when we see the topology diagram, there are three LANs and three WANs. That is PC1 one LAN, PC2 with the switch and router one LAN, and the router 3 switch and PC3, this is one LAN. And these three routers are connected with the DC cable. This, if for example, if we I want to send the packet from PC1 to PC1 to PC2, for PC1 PC2 is the unknown, and also PC3 is also unknown for this PC1. Now how we can send the packet with the unknown networks, and this configuration will help the packet to receive the destination of packet and receive the information, and again it will send to the users which he has given the IP address. And this static configuration, when we see if I suppose I have sent the packet from R1 to R3, there are two paths we can see, that from PC1 to R1 and R1 to R2 and R2 to R3 and then to PC3, and this is one path. And another path is PC1 to R1 and R1 to R3 and R3 to PC3. Now we can configure that, we can know that the which is the simplest path, we can recognize that, but the packet don't know to choose where to select the best path. To select that best path, the dynamic routing will help us. And in the static configuration, if we want to send the packet from R1 to R3, and we have to know if the R1 and R2 R3 connected to this R1, and we have to cancel this R1 to R2 and R2 to R3 connection with that no, with the no and the following IP address, and we have to give the R1 to R3 static IP address, and then packet will go in this way. And we have to send the, if suppose if I want to send the packet from R1 to R2 to R2 to R3, now I want to cancel this path, that is from R1 to R3, that is no, with no command. Now this is the difference, but the dynamic routing automatically it will choose the best path. It can recognize itself, and it can go to R1 to R3 without giving the command no. The dynamic routing will go, it will choose the best path. Now we will configure the static routing in the packet tracer. Here we all know that there are three LANs. This is one LAN, and this is another LAN, and this is another LAN. Now we have three LANs: LAN 1, LAN 1, LAN 2, and LAN 3. Now here we can see that the PC0 is connected to router 0. Then how we can know and how we can recognize that? We can see that the green color lights are glimmering. That means they are saying that they are giving the up arrow symbol. That means the PC0 is connected to router 0. Now we can see in the LAN 2 the PC1 is connected to router 1, and we can see the LAN 3 the PC2 is connected to router 2. This is the recognition of the sign of the router which the PC is connected. When we see there is no connection between these three routers, we can see that the packet is in that symbol is in red color down. Now to connect this, I will connect. Now we will send the packet from PC 0 to router 0 if the packet is successful or not. We can see that it is successful because the PC 0 is connected to router 0. Now suppose I want to connect from PC 0 to router 1, it will fails because there is no connection between router 0 and router 1, as well as there is no connection between PC 0 and router 2. If I send the packet, it is also fails. Now when you see that PC1 to router 1, there is a path, so it is successful. Now and when this is PC2 to router 2, we can see that successful. Now to send the packets from the to two different LANs from router 0, we have to first connect this DC cable, and we have to configure the information to go from this DC cable. Now what I will do, open the router 0, command is enable. First we will see what are the networks are connected with this 13.0. This PC is connected to that. Now we will connect the router 0 with another router with int. Here we can see that the to configure the connection between these two, here we can see that there is a clock symbol at the beginning of the DC wire. Now the difference between DT wire and DC wire, that is the difference. In the DC we can see that starting there is a clock symbol, but in DC there is no clock symbol. We can recognize this too. And now to connect this, we have to configure the in the clock symbol, that is we can see that SC2 by 0, and am I assigning the IP address as 172.16.2.1, and I'm assigning subnet mask is 55.55.0. After that, wash it out. Now I am giving here clock rate, that is 64,000. Now we will connect to router 1. As what we have did in router 0, we will assign some IP address to router 1, and we will see which network is connected to this router 1. You can see only 1.0 is connected. Now I will assign some IP address for this router. This INT SC2 by 0. I am giving the IP address as 172.16.2.2, 55.55.55.z. First we will see the router 0 is connected with 2.1, and the router 1 is connected with 2.2. Now when we set the command as no sh, now the router 0 and router 1 is connected successfully. Now this we can see that there are before there are red color, now it became the state up, that is means that it is connected with router 0 and router 1. Now as well as we will do for this right router, that is router 1 to router 2, there is no connection. Now we will connect that router SC3 by 0, IP address is 192.168.1.1. Now I am assigning the clock rate for this router, that is 64,000. Now I have assigned some IP address for this router 1. Now the same configuration will be done in this router 2 to access the information from router 2 to router 1. First we will enable it. Now we will see which networks are connected with this. Only 2.0, only the 2.0 is connected, which the PC is connected to router 2, that is Now we will assign some IP address for this int sc3 by 0. We want to keep it in configure. Now int sc3 by 0 IP address as 192.168.1.2 and subnet mask is 255.55.0. When give now the chest, now we can see that green color arrow is up. Now according to this router 0 to router 2, we have to send the information, we have to connect with that router also. Now that in sc3 by 0 IP address is dot 10.10.0 dot 55.55.0. Now we will assign IP address as 10.10.10.1 and no sh. We are giving no sh. Now we will give the clock rate. Clock rate is 64,000. Now same we will assign to router 2 to configure the information from this to sc2 by 0 and we will assign IP address as 10.10.10.2 55.255.255.0 and I give no sh that router 0 and router 2 is connected successfully. Now to send a packet we have to we have to send the packet from router 0 to router 1 PC and router 2 PC. These two are unknowns and to send the packets the idea is static configuration will be done. In that we have to the command is ip route and in this we have to enter the for router 0 router LAN 3 router PC is unknown. Now we will give that network address that is 192.168.2.0. Now subnet mask dot 0 and here we can give the next hop IP address or we can give the exit interface. Now here I am giving the exit that is I am giving the next hop IP address that is 10 dot and for this router is unknown router 2 is unknown. For the router 2 we have assigned some IP address as 10.10.10.2. Now I am giving that dot 10.10.2 and this is the next hop IP address and we can give exit interface as sc2 by 0. Now we will see the next hop IP address and next we will give the from the next onwards we will assign the exit interface address. Some mistake is there. Now we will assign config t IP route 192.168.10. Here I have sent the four tens. Sorry. And you will see that IP, that network address is added to communicate with this router 0 to router 2. Now we'll check. We can see that 192.168.2.0 is successfully added via 10.10.2. Now this is static. Now the static configuration can be done from router 0 to router 2. And to configure the connection between these two routers, we have to assign for router 2 as well as, because the router for the LAN 1, that is PC0, is unknown, then we have to make that known for the router 2, that is LAN 1 is known. And for that same we will give IP route. For this LAN 3, the LAN 1 is unknown, and we will give the network address of that PC, that is 172.16.3.0, and subnet mask 55.0. Now for this router 2, the router 0 is unknown, and we have given some IP address as 10.10.10.1. Now we will give that next hop IP address, that is 10.10.1, and we will see that is it end we have to do. Now we will see that is the network is added to this LAN. Now we can see that 192.168.1.0, 700.16.3.0 is via 10. Now here for the LAN 3, the static configuration is successfully done for PC2 to PC0. Now we will check the packet. Now is the packet is now we can see that we can see the packet, the information is receiving from PC0 to PC2, that is successful. Now we will check that which path the packet is going in the simulation mode. There are two paths I have set before that, router 0 to router 1 and router 1 to router 2. Now we will see that from which path the packet is going to PC2. And now we can see the packet is going straightway path router 0 to router 2. Now we can see the packet has successful. Now we can see the time simulation, that is 0.084 seconds. Now we will see the time difference between same as in the before path. And if the packet want to go this path, I have said that we have to no command, we have to exit that command, we have to make it unknown to that route. Now for this config t, now we have to exit this path. Now we will see is that path is cancelled. Now we can see that there is no path between this router 0 to router 2. Now we will same we will be done in router 2 also. Now here we in the before we can see that static connection is between router 2 and router 0. Now we will exit this path, not receive packet from that path. do that IP route 92.172 dot 16.3.0 subnet mask dot 0 and further 10.10.10.1. We'll give here no IP route 176.3.0 255.255.0 10.10.1. I have done in this privilege. Now we can see the static path between this router 0 to router 2 is exit. Now we cannot send the packet between these routers. Now we can see we're sending the packet. You can see it is failed because there is no path between these two. You can see failed. From PC0 to PC2 it is failed, and from PC2 to PC0 it is failed. Now we will do the same configuration from this path. Configure that path. Now we have to before we have added the LAN to for that we have sent the packet from LAN 1 to LAN 3. Now we have assigned the network address of that PCs. Now for this router 0, the LAN 2 and LAN 3 are unknown. So we will add that network address in this router. We will now it is a privilege mode. Now it is in privilege mode. Now we will add IP route for this LAN 2 is unknown, so 172.16.1.0 55.55.0. Now in the previous we have given the next hop IP address. Now I am assigning the exit interface for this LAN. The exit interface is SC2 by 0. Now I am entering that. P route 116.1.0 and subnet mask and exit interface. Now we will add a LAN 3 same. Now I am added the LAN 2 LAN 3 network address. Now we will see is the two static we can perform the static difference between. Yes, we can see that two LAN 2 and LAN 3 is now static. We can send the packet from these two, and the same configuration should be done in router 1. IP route for this LAN 1 is unknown, so give 170.16.3.0 subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and the exit interface is SE2 by 0. And we can see that this LAN 1 the exit interface is SC2 by 0. I have entered the exit interface, that is 116.3.0 to subnet mask and exit interface. Now I am adding the LAN 3 that is also unknown for LAN 2, the 192.168.2.0 in the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Exit interface for that is SC3 by 0. You can see that for this SC3 by 0 is the exit interface for that LAN. Now we have given the network to that router. Now we can send the packet through that. Now we can see the two static configuration of that LAN 2 is successfully added to router 1. Now the same configuration should be done in router 2 to access the packet from LAN 1 and LAN 2. And for that we for LAN 3 the LAN 1 and LAN 2 are unknown. So we'll add the networks for this. It is IP route 172.16.3.0. For the LAN 1 is unknown, so I am giving 172.16.3.0, 255.255.255.0, and SC3 by 0. This is exit interface 16.3.0. Now I am adding the LAN 2 network address that is unknown. .1.0 is unknown for that. Okay. Now we will see is that the static configuration is successfully added to LAN 3, that is LAN 1 and LAN 2. We can see that successfully added. Now we will send the packets and see, and we can see that the packet is successfully receiving from PC0 to PC1, and we will see from PC0 to PC2. Now we have a doubt, the packet is which path the packet is choosing now, because in the before we have sent the packet from router 0 to router 2 directly. Now we have in the before we have used the command no, and we have exited this interface. Now I am sending the packet to router 0 to router 1, router 1 to router 2. Now we will see the simulation mode, which path is the packet is choosing. PC0. Now we can see the number of seconds from this path the packet has been. In the before we have seen that 0.084 seconds. Now we will see how much once it is going. Now you can see that the time seconds is 0.8383837. Now now if the now this is the more time it is taking to receive to send the packet from PC0 to PC2. Now we will check if the information is passing straight away to this path. You can see that it will be failed. PC2 is successful because it is going by this way. Now we will ping and check from PC1 to PC2. From PC1 to PC2, PC2 to PC2 is successful. PC1 to PC2, that is successful. Now we will check if the packet is sending the information from PC2 to PC1 is successful. Yes, we can send the packet and get the information from that. The same we can do for PC2 to PC9. We can see from which path it is choosing. Both all the packets now will go. Now for the PC2 to PC0, the green color is the packet. it has chosen the long path, that is from router 2 to router 1 and router 1 to PCG. Now this is successful. Now we have seen the all parts. We have the, now we will check in the command prompt also, that is ping 172.16.1.2. By the simulation mode also we can check, by the command prompt we can check by this method. It's taking long time because it is in simulation mode. Now we'll keep in the real time mode. Now we can see that there is a reply from PC0 to PC1, and the same method we will check for LAN 3 is the information is coming from LAN 3 or not, that is 192.168.2.2. We can see the reply is coming successfully from PC0 to PC2. Now the same we will check for LAN 2. We'll ping and check ping 72.16.3.2. We can see the reply successfully coming, and we can send the information and gather the information. Now we will check for LAN 3 is receiving the information from PC1 to PC2 or not, that is 192.168.2.2. We can see the reply is coming, and the LAN 2 from the LAN 2 the LAN 1 and LAN 3 can send the information, and for LAN 3 is the information is coming from PC1 or PC2. Now we will check ping 72.16.1.2. You can see the reply is successfully coming from from that LAN 2. Now we'll check from LAN 1, is the information coming from LAN 1 to LAN 3 or not. 72.16.3.2. You can see that all LANs are successfully gathering the information and sending the information. Now this is all about the static routing, and we can see the difference between these two parts in the static configuration. Now, okay, in this we have used the commands of IP route. We access the information from that, and we can give the exit hop IP address, or we can give exit interface IP address at the IP route. Okay, this is all about the static configuration experiment. Okay, thank you. Now next video we can see how the dynamic routing will be done. Okay, thank you.